Legacy has always haunted humanity. Kings built empires for it. Civilizations rose and collapsed chasing it. Parents sacrificed entire lifetimes believing they were securing it for their children. But legacy has changed. The world that defined legacy for the previous generation no longer exists. The structures that made lifelong achievement possible have collapsed. The pathways that once promised generational security are gone. And the idea that houses, pensions, or corporate titles could immortalize a human being now feels ancient. We are entering a new era, one where legacy is no longer handed down by systems, but forged by individuals. Legacy used to be external. Now it is internal. Legacy used to be what you acquired. Now it is what you create. For the old world, legacy meant stability, a paid-off house, decades of loyalty, a respected title, a pension, children who followed the same safe path. Society rewarded this kind of legacy because it reinforced the system itself. If you built a stable life inside the structure rewarded you with the illusion of permanence. And in that world, it made sense. But that world is gone. Not because it was wrong, but because the environment that made it possible no longer exists. Today, houses are no longer guaranteed assets. Jobs are no longer secure pathways. Pensions are no longer reliable. Companies dissolve overnight. Institutions collapse under their own weight. Legacy can no longer depend on anything that can disappear. Stability is not legacy anymore. Stability is fragile. Stability is system dependent. Legacy must now come from the self. In the new world, legacy is not what you collect. It is not what you inherit. It is not what you achieve inside someone else's system. Legacy is what you build from nothing, what you create from imagination, what you bring into existence through will alone. Legacy is the world you design, the ideas you release, the systems you architect, the value you generate, the identity you embody. Legacy has shifted from property to creation, from titles to influence, from wealth to identity, from stability to sovereignty. In the old world, legacy flowed upward. You climbed the ladder, you earned the title, you retired, you passed it down. But in the decentralized world, legacy flows outward, through ideas, through creation, through community, through digital worlds, through intellectual property, through influence that travels farther than geography ever could. Ideas last longer than houses. Digital creations outlive corporate titles. Influence spreads wider than pensions. A sovereign identity inspires more than any manager badge ever could. Legacy is no longer built inside the world. Legacy is built in consciousness and launched into reality. And whether you realize it or not, you are already creating it. Every system you design, every idea you publish, every worldview you articulate, every step you take away from obedience and toward sovereignty becomes a signal for someone still trapped in the old world. Legacy is not something you build at the end of your life. Legacy is something you build every time you choose creation over compliance. Your path is diverging from the path before you, not out of rebellion, but out of evolution. They built legacy inside the system. You are building legacy beyond it. Because when everything else collapses, titles, companies, money, systems, creation survives. And in the new world, the only people who will leave a legacy are those who choose to create one.